Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Devika Nair, and I'm a Principal Product Manager with AWS Marketplace. That means I work on understanding what our customers want and partner with our developers and builders to launch those features and products. Today, I will talk to you about how you can manage your third-party software spend and get more clarity and control. I'm also joined by one of our customers, Eric. Eric is from Boomi, a Dell Technologies business, and is responsible for cloud financial management at Boomi. So, in today's session, we will learn about how you can use AWS Marketplace to get visibility into your third-party software spend. And also how you can understand who is generating these charges with tools like cost allocation tags. We will also talk about some of our new features that can help you improve cost transparency. And as I mentioned earlier, you will also hear from Eric on how Boomi handles their third-party software costs. For those of you who might not be familiar, AWS Marketplace is a curated digital catalog that makes it easier for customers to find, buy, and deploy third-party software and data products that customers need to build solutions or run their businesses. You can innovate quickly with simpler software provisioning on AWS Marketplace. You can select from the over 8,000 different products across 1,600 ISVs, find the products that you want in the category of your choice, be it something like security or machine learning, and all products on AWS Marketplace are ready to run on AWS, which means you get your software easily and in minutes. You have a variety of options on how you want to pay for these. You could pay as you go, or you could go for custom negotiated terms where you get savings on long-term commitments. All products on AWS Marketplace are also scanned for reliability. Our customers have told us that they leverage AWS Marketplace to achieve faster time to market, save costs, and save manual hours. Before we get started on how to get clarity on your costs, I wanted to talk to you about how customers pay for their products on AWS Marketplace. And for that, you have a variety of different options. You might be somebody who is purchasing one of the 2,000 plus free products on Marketplace, or you might want to pay based on your usage, pay as you go in seconds, hours, host, or some of the units of your choice. You also have options to subscribe on a monthly, annual, or even multi-year options. Or if you have existing licenses, you can bring your own license without having to pay additional charges. There are also a variety of seller and consulting partner private offers that are available for long-term commitments and additional savings. This is the reason why our customers tell us that they were able to significantly reduce their cost, purchase time, and help their customers on saving time as they build their applications quicker. So, in short, you only pay for what you use, and you get to leverage a variety of pricing options and payment options, including both pay-as-you-go, free, or custom terms that are more convenient for you. Now, all that flexibility can sound complicated, but it doesn't have to be, and that is exactly why AWS Marketplace brings them all together on one bill. Among the many reasons why our customers choose AWS Marketplace is because you require fewer touches and everything is on a single bill. So whether you are somebody who is having private offers or subscription charges, or you're doing a pay-as-you-go, all your charges are available centrally along with your AWS spend for you to consume. You receive a single invoice with all of your usage through the month, and this can be integrated with your software procurement tools like Coupa or Ariba. Once you get your bill and invoice, you know what you're paying for, you get to leverage your AWS payment terms as well. You can configure the payment options. You can pay based on your AWS terms, or you can choose to leverage flexible payment options, which starts from including a 1 to 3 year term. Now, starting this year, I'm also happy to announce that in addition to all the flexibility that we had earlier, you can receive an invoice in the currency of your choice. We support 14 different currencies, including the euro, Hong Kong dollar, Japanese yen, Swedish kronor, Singapore dollars, and so on, helping you get your invoice and pay for it in your most convenient manner. Next, let's look at how you can understand and control where you're spending that money. So you get all of your charges combined in a bill, but you want to be able to drill down into where that spend is happening. To help you drill down into these underlying costs, we provide a variety of different products, including you might be somebody who wants the most detailed information, in which case you can download the cost and usage information in a CSV format from the cost and usage report. Or if you're somebody who prefers to get the visualization rather than all the raw data, you can go to AWS Cost Explorer and get a view like this one on where you're spending, which products, which vendors. And again, all of this is available alongside your AWS spend as well. You can also choose to import the cost and usage report into your favorite processing tool or third-party tools. You have a variety of third-party cost management and optimization tools available on AWS Marketplace, which includes Cloudability, Cloud Checker, Apptio, etc. Now, you understand all your cost. The other part of it is you want to have the controls on top of it. What we find is that some of our customers like to create budget alerts, which essentially send you notifications based on the rules that you spend. For example, I like to create it based on categories of spend. Like when I'm up to 90% of my planned storage budget, send me an email or create an SMS alert. You can also learn more about how you can control and have governance on AWS Marketplace in the session MKT 303, and I recommend you watching that. Now, as customers consume more and more, it makes hard to make sense of those charges. It helps to know that 90% of your spend came from this vendor or your product, but who in your department is spending that? Which of your department budgets is actually eating up? And as spend increases, this becomes even more important. So what we let you do is you want to be able to tie these spend back to your departmental budgets or cost centers and categorize your costs in addition. We heard that a lot of our customers are already doing this on their AWS services, for example, with EC2 Instance Tags. So last year, we launched the ability for you to get better cost visibility by having your software spend inherit the same cost allocation tag as the underlying instance. So what does that mean? If you're using an AMI product, an Amazon Machine Image product, and you have some tags on your EC2 instance, or if you don't have any, there might be auto-generated tags like the AWS created by system tag. So whatever is the tag that's on your Amazon EC2 instance will now also show up on your software spend. So as you go back to your Cost Explorer or you go back to your cost and usage report, etc., you can not just view what's my spend, where am I spending it, but also who is spending it in my department. And all of this information is also available in both AWS native and the third-party cost analysis applications. You can leverage this information in order to analyze, set budgets, or just view your costs across your different cost centers. Next, I want to talk to you about a new marketplace feature that we are launching this year. We spoke about analyzing your spend by product, vendor, and even tags and how that can be useful. But what about your software as a service spend? Or what happens when you have pooled storage solutions or you purchase in a central account? The tags we spoke about earlier can only be inherited off your EC2 instances, and you might just not have any. In most of these situations, what we found is that your vendor, your software vendor, has more information. This could be something like the login information you have with them, or the account you create, or some other resource level information that you have with your independent software vendor. What we then worked with them for, and here's a quote from one of our software vendors, is the software vendors have this information in the form of tags, which can help you simplify, streamline your cost allocation efforts. And by having that information also available alongside your AWS spend, you are able to seamlessly and automatically simplify simplify and get clarity on your AWS Marketplace costs. So that is exactly what we did. We introduced a new feature which allows the vendors to provide tags that help you improve visibility on your AWS Marketplace spend. The software vendors pass resource information, tag information, etc. This is essentially, like I mentioned earlier, any metadata that they already have available. They pass one or more, including the login information or anything that they have handy. Or in some cases, maybe they just let you add additional tags to that software and then pass it on. And then once this information is available, we surface it in your cost management suite as AWS Marketplace ISV tags. So this is available to you in the list of auto-generated or AWS tags on the billing and cost management consoles. You go, you activate these, and the rest of the process works the same way we were talking about earlier. You essentially get these tags as well included alongside the rest of your costs, and you are able to view who is spending, what they're spending on, and add additional controls on top of that. So what does that mean, and how do I use it, or what's it going to cost me? So let me just add a little more clarity. So previously, the way you were using your software, let's just say you used 10,000 hours of a particular ISV software and your account A. The vendor would tell us, account A, use 10,000 hours. AWS Marketplace then goes ahead and charges you for using those 10,000 hours, which is what you were viewing. Now, there's no change to how much you're billed. They send us, as in the vendors, they're sending us the breakdown of where those 10,000 hours of usage are. So maybe there's users you've created with them based on your departments. They send us that information like user marketing, user development, and user finance have spent 3,000, 6,000, or 1,000 hours with us. And then we go ahead and surface that information out to you. So to recap, this new feature allows vendors to tell us where you're using. We pass that information to you. The tags are activated, and then they're again reflected in your cost management products like Cloudability, Cloud Checker, etc. I will now pass the mic on to Eric.
Hi, everybody. I'm Eric Malarchuk, FinOps lead at Boomi, responsible for cloud financial management. I'm here today to talk with you about how Boomi uses the AWS Marketplace and how we've saved money in doing so. And so can you. First, I want to talk to you about Boomi. Boomi is one of the fastest growing cloud platforms in the market because more and more companies are betting their businesses on us. We bring together the three key elements that enable integrated experiences. pervasive connectivity, data readiness, and user engagement. We can help you start anywhere on your integrated experiences journey, and we can help you get to where you want to go. Maybe you want to start with connecting data, applications, systems, or endpoints. We can help you begin there, and then help you create the user engagement on the front end. Maybe you need to do an audit of the data that you have in your business before you start connecting. Maybe you need to find, catalog, and prepare your dark or hidden data. The end goal is trustworthy, reliable, accurate data is available for use in your projects. The data is connected and moved as needed to drive those projects through our integration and EDI management offerings. The data is available to drive end user experiences through our flow and API management offerings. As the volume, velocity, and types of data continue to grow, you're going to need to be able to rapidly harness it. You need a single platform that brings it all together. Boomi. Up. So with Boomi, customers can use pervasive connectivity to connect any edge device, any cloud, or any on-premises application and system, or any trading partner with AWS services like Amazon RDS, Amazon S3, and Amazon Redshift. From there, customers can use our data catalog and prep to discover where their data is, what data they want to move, then clean, prepare, and accelerate their migration of that data to AWS. Next, customers can synchronize, govern, and make sure that the data is trusted on AWS services using Boomi Master Data Hub. Customers can also use Boomi's event-driven architecture to expand operability for customers that want to send and receive events with Amazon EventBridge and Amazon SQS. Overall, customers can reduce their overall risk, improve collaboration, and manage their complex data economy using Boomi for AWS. Let me tell you a little story. Boomi automated the acquisition and destruction of software licenses through the AWS Marketplace. And as we stand up new stacks of infrastructure, we rapidly procure software licenses through the marketplace. And we only use what we need to use. And this gives us an advantage where we don't have to spend valuable time and cycles on a traditional procurement process. This allows us to be innovative and keep standardization across our non-production and production environments. Now, as we rolled out these features to engineering teams, it became apparent that something was missing. Something in the cost allocation and usage reports. We could not tell who was using the software. We could not then allocate the cost to the right teams. And lastly, we could not achieve a team-based accountability for resource consumption. So enter November 1st of 2019, the happiest day of my life outside of the birth of my 2 children. AWS came through with a feature in which the tag allocation, as Devika talked about earlier, is now mirrored from the EC2 resources to the software licenses themselves. Once this feature was released, immediately we had the true usage consumption and the visibility into doing so. And to make an analogy, the visibility is like a Prius effect. It provides the real-time feedback to the drivers on gas consumption, and it drives efficiency And this too can be applied to AWS cost and usage. Because of this feature, we were now able to establish the accountability by creating these accurate team-based budgets. And for accountability, and establishing accountability for the usage, because we now knew what the usage was. And lastly, from an optimization perspective, we are able to identify areas of opportunity in a spend efficiency mechanism and actually optimize and execute on optimizations to right-size our infrastructure. So let's talk about the results. This pretty picture right here is a journey for our usage of the AWS Marketplace. And if we go back into the fall of last year, we had no visibility into who is using this software from the marketplace, as I mentioned before. Well, let's come to November of 2019. AWS simplified its life, my happiest moment. And now we had the visibility that we were able to establish team-based budgets, which took place starting in 2020. And to dovetail off of that, we identified areas of opportunity or right-sizing opportunities to the licenses we had, as well as the actual cost avoidance strategy in which we were able to use for what we, or pay for what we use. So talking back about the right-sizing opportunity, we were able to find a license that was meant for a development workload, and we were able to switch to that particular license to reduce our spend. And from a cost avoidance strategy, as we move into the summer months, around May and June, we were able to execute on a cost avoidance strategy that enabled a particular application stack type to pause on nights and weekends, thus saving money. Because again, you only pay for what you use. The key takeaways that I'd like for you to take away is, number one, building automation on top of the marketplace allows you to acquire the software rapidly and dispose of it when you no longer need it. This will save you money compared to buying licenses and not using them 100%. Number two, understanding cost and usage in near real time provides that engineering Prius effect that I talked about. And that established opportunities where we were able to further save money through the optimization efforts that we took place. Third, having the full transparency and the team budgets established that engineering accountability of usage. And lastly, I encourage everybody to always look for opportunities to get the most out of every dollar spent in the cloud. Thank you, and now back to Devika.
Thank you, Eric. So let's see what we learned today. We spoke about how you can use AWS Marketplace to view and analyze all of your software costs in a centralized manner. We also spoke about new features like the ability to pay in different currencies. And then we spoke about how you can use AWS or third-party cost management tools in order to dive further into where you're spending this cost, on what products, what services, etc. And then how you can leverage and improve visibility with cost tagging, and how these cost tagging can be extended to all your software usage with tags provided by your vendors. You also heard from Eric on how Dell makes use of all of this. Thank you so much for joining us today. To learn more, I would recommend visiting the AWS Marketplace software procurement page or checking out the many sessions that we have lined up for you over the next few days. Thank you.